Well, I waited this long just in case there would be some good news that would pop up at the end of the day, but apparently not. So without doing a major deep dive into everything, quick recap on the Helldivers 2 drama. Basically, the game launched without requiring that you have a PlayStation Network account linked to your Steam page if you bought the game on Steam and wanted to play on PC. And then on Thursday, May 2nd, the announcement was made on Steam that, hey, starting on May 6th, which is tomorrow morning, Monday, you have to connect a PlayStation Network account to keep playing. They claim it's for security, safety, all that kind of stuff, all the same bullcrap that all these major companies always pull. We know that's false. Sony is well known for their hacks and their leaks and all that kind of stuff. They sell your data and they use the numbers of people signing up to bolster their earnings calls and stuff like that, make it seem like they're doing really well so that they get more investment. On top of that, there are 170 something countries that can't have PlayStation Network accounts, and they weren't prevented from buying the game to begin with on Steam, meaning that all the people in those countries will no longer be able to play the game starting tomorrow. The game has been delisted on Steam in all those countries. People have been review bombing it. It went from overwhelmingly positive to now being mixed, average, and overwhelmingly negative on recent in literally just a couple days. It's insane to see. All this for a game that many people had been heralding as being the return to good AAA game. It's this huge, awesome game. It's one of the few live service games that was genuinely enjoyable to play. It wasn't just pure microtransactions everywhere, and it was just so fun. I love the game. It's so fun to play. And regardless of that, I've put a negative review and requested a refund. I've now requested twice because the first one got rejected. So what do we do now? Sony and Arrowhead have two options from this point, which are either they can decide to stick to their guns, not change anything, in which case they're basically saying, hey, we're okay with none of y'all playing this game and all the negative reviews and all that kind of stuff because we got our money. And if that's the choice they make, then myself and many other players will never touch that game again and likely never touch anything Arrowhead. Most of us will also continue to try and avoid Sony. I didn't even realize they published it until all this stuff came out. I guess it makes sense. It is a PlayStation game. But then the other option is that they actually change their mind. It's not likely. Knowing Sony, they love their money. But if they decide, hey, this was a stupid idea, we're going to get rid of this requirement or change it to where it's like required for crossplay or something, which is something I've seen some people suggest. And I'm not a big fan of it, but that makes a little bit more sense, like context-wise. I personally would start playing again if they did that. And my reasoning is just like a child or a dog, you have to reward them when they do the right thing. You can't just only have the punishment. You have to have the reward. And I feel like if we keep having these boycotts and stuff where at the end of it, when if they choose to do the right thing, we just say, well, too bad. You made the mistake initially, so we're just never going to trust you again, then they have no incentive to actually make the good decisions going forward because they're like, well, either way, we lose all the players. So I personally, if they make the change, I think we should go back to playing the game with the stipulation that they don't pull any more bullshit like this. Like that's just how I view this. I think we as gamers need to understand that at a certain point, a boycott needs to end if it achieves the goal that we wanted. And I think the goal we want is to be able to keep playing Helldivers the way we are without giving a scummy company our personal information. And in some countries, you actually have to provide your government-issued ID and a face scan and stuff like that. Like, that's ridiculous. And so I personally think that, you know, each their own. If this is too much of a break of trust for you to ever play the game again, that's understandable. But if they make the right decision, I personally am heavily considering going back to playing the game. Even if I have to start over because I got a refund, I'm fine with that. So just something to think about. We'll see what happens tomorrow. If they wait till the last second and say, hey, never mind, you don't have to do this, or if they're like, well, enough people seem to be staying on that we can keep making money off of them. So with that, I hope y'all have a good night. I hope for the best tomorrow, and keep fighting for democracy, Helldivers.